Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. It's time for a quick shout out to some of our friends. B&B Auto Sales, your muscle car connection in Brookings, South Dakota. Above the Notch Car Club, a car club for auto enthusiasts in northern New Hampshire. The New Hampshire Muscle Car Club, the largest muscle car club in all of New England. MGM Classic Cars in Addison, Illinois. Visit mgmclassiccars.com today. Beach Hill Automotive in Bethlehem, New Hampshire, specializing in the repair, service, and towing of muscle cars and classic cars. Absolute Auto Body and Collision Repair in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. And lastly, I am your independent Amsoil dealer. Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. And last but not least, if you decide to advertise with the Muscle Car Podcast, this could be part of your advertising message. There we go. My apologies. Somehow I got on the wrong slide, but good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. Now, I have a robust lineup of muscle car entertainment on tap for you tonight, but before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Please let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, if this is your first time viewing tonight, I hope you have a good time with us, and I hope you decide to join us here each and every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, this podcast simulcasts to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you're viewing this right now, just circle back in 1 week's time, and we'll be waiting for you with another fun-filled episode. Now, pardon me, to our regular viewers who are here week after week, month after month, and season after season, you guys are the ones who make this possible, and we very much appreciate that. Let's take a few quick comments, so we'll bring our friends on, and we will get the party started. BCJ Vids is in the house saying hello. Nice to see you. Our good friend David at Alaska Railroad is here saying good evening, everyone. Working good, Mike. Appreciate that feedback. Also, our regular viewers, Stacy and Art Fosler, saying hello from Plattkill, New York. And here we go. Yes, Mike Whiteside is here saying hello. Nice to see you, Mike. Also, our good friend Kevin Culhane says loud and clear in Sudbury, Ontario. And oh, yes, Mike Whiteside is apologizing for the typos here. I was wondering where you're going with that, but I guess that explains it. Well, let's not belabor this any further. Let's bring our friends on and get this party started. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Very good.
I'm viewing you from Bonneville, Ontario, and I can hear you perfect, Mike.
Wonderful. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Now, I know that storm from the Gulf Coast has moved its way up north, and we're all here in the Northeast and the Midwest. Quick comments. How are we doing as far as the weather? We doing all right, everybody?
Lots of rain. A lot of rain.
Wow. And Michael?
And so far, nothing here, but the last podcast we had, which wasn't last week, it was the week before, when we had those severe storms that came through about 11:30 at night. My area, Cumberland, Rhode Island, got hit with the EF1 tornado. So
Wow.
that was a nice little surprise in the middle of the night.
No
But
doubt.
so far, no severe weather. There's a possibility of a cold front coming through, they're saying Friday, and that could trigger some bad storms. But it looks like most of this stuff is going to be for you guys.
Sure, sure.
The track seems to be going up in that direction. So,
yeah. I'm on the eastern edge of it. We've got some rain and some thunder here and there, and it's rumbling out right now off in the distance. But so far, so good. We're just southeast of Montreal, and I guess Montreal was getting hit very hard this afternoon. So I don't know if it's coming our way, or I'm not watching it that closely either. But before we get started, we've got one more comment that's come in. Here we go. Mike Whiteside says, sure would have liked this much moisture last winter. Yes, for all of us into snowmobiles, we would have liked to see that, pardon me, as snow. That would have been wonderful. We've been skunked with the snow the last few years, and all of us who enjoy snowmobiling are feeling that.
And I
But-
got a feeling that's going to be a continuation. It looks like
Yeah.
even in my area, we only got maybe about 6-7 inches of snow for the whole season, and we're usually getting buried. So,
Wow. Yeah, the winters are getting milder and milder.
Yep.
But yeah, let's get right into it. We're on item number 1. Our good friend Derek Rabita from Maine. He does the Japanese mini truck YouTube channel. There's a link to it in the description. So if you like what you're about to see, please patronize his YouTube channel. He does an excellent job. He's especially good at talking up the cars. So let me queue up that video here. In fact, it's going to take a moment to pull it up because I'm in the wrong place. And I apologize. It's just going to take a second here is all. Oh, while I'm doing that, announcement to make. I've been talking here for the last few weeks that I've been in conversation with the people at Krager Wheels. They're going to be on next week. We've got it solid in the calendar, not in pencil anymore. We've got it on the calendar in pen. So next week, stay tuned. We're going to have a whole Krager themed episode, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. Get some cool surprises in the works for you. So let's take a look at this cruise night in Maine. This is from Derek Rabita, a frequent contributor to this podcast.
So we overshot in time and we showed up mad early, but got a nice little car cruise going, and we'll start right off with our friend Matt's. This truck is insane, full like nice little LS swap. Well, probably would have came factory with an LS, but built up LS, bagged on nitrogen. I mean, this thing is nuts, beautiful two-tone, just so sick to see. Little backwards roller for y'all. Here's Kyle's Porsche Turbo 996. Another backwards roller for y'all. It sounds so good. Guess we'll get all sorts of rollers of cars coming in now. Got some old schools, dude. Holy. Nice little Z28 on some American racing wheels. You can see the Caltrack bars from here. Wow. Another beautiful car. Oh, it says it's a Yanko. That's legit. That's crazy cool. I didn't know they made a Yanko Chevelle. And then obviously this beautiful Monte Carlo, like candy apple red. That is so sick. This is like one of my favorite Montes to see around. And there's just so many other cars pulling in. So right over here it says it's a 48, oh my god, it's got an LS in it. It's a 48 Dodge panel van. It's a two-door. You just don't see things like this at all. Like, that is very cool. And right over here we got a little 86-ish Monte, somewhere around there. Another cool Monte Carlo rolling in. Oh, it's gonna be my favorite part of the day. All right, look at this. We got the 64 coming through. Like one of my favorite cars. This thing is beautiful. Wow. Yeah, this is day made. Oh wait, let's go. Dude. Bumper right on the ground. This is just so gas. Yeah, day made, bro. I love this. God damn. We got an R32 rolling through too right now, but oh man. This is so dope. Got some main homies rolling through. Yo, this is wild to see rolling through. I like it. Oh my god, it's got like a whole V8 just right on the side. I think these are for like dirt circle track, but that is crazy. Yo, it's legit got plates and lights. Yo, this is like street legal. What? We got the pink Cadillac. Man. By far one of the most beautiful 64 Impalas I think I will ever see. Like fully done up. We got the mirrors up on top, all the airbrush work down the side. I mean, that is wild. White interior, everything is like gold, yellow, chrome. Everything is done. So I mean, even the roof, I shouldn't have left that out. Like crazy, crazy trunk setup. And yeah, gorgeous. Right over here we have Callie's car. This was like the first lowrider we had ever ridden in, and that made me just like, all right, gotta go home and cut up the 4x4. So props to him for that. So this is a truck that Ronnie's currently striping up right now. This is his dad's truck, and I mean, this is just a beautiful regular cab short bed Chevy. But I love that he even ran the pinstripe right down the glass. Like, you just don't see that, man. Let's see up here. Oh, dude, that's so cool. Oh, and it centers out right here. That's sweet, dude. Like, dude, big props for the creativeness there. All red interior, like, what a cool truck. So this is like one of the sickest shops, dude. We got Ronnie's little Benzino, as he calls it, over here. This is so cool. This is, dude, this garage is just beautiful as well. Like, unreal. Little lowrider bike. We have his lowrider Buick Regal, all pinstriped out on the frame. Some wire wheels, dude. All the attention to detail is what's crazy on lowriders. The ruined car clip steering wheel goes insanely hard. Powered by a pretty nice cammed LS. Wow. And right over here is his Viper. All the pinstriping work, like all the custom work on this is just insane. All that fresh interior too, he just had done. The headliner to match as well. Like I said, it's all in those little details. And it's the GTS R, the Ronzoni edition. Just a nuts car.
So yeah, thank you so much to Derek Rabita from the Japanese Mini Truck YouTube channel. If you like what you just saw, there's a link to his channel in the description. Please patronize him. He does an excellent channel, and he's a frequent contributor to this podcast, and we really appreciate that. Reactions, gentlemen, Michael?
Yeah, we have a car show that's like this. I never gone to. It's mostly Cadillacs and higher end cars that almost all of them are made into lowriders. There's somebody that posts on my page all the time about upcoming shows out in Providence, Rhode Island area. And I've never been crazy about lowriders, but you know what? All the work and money they put into it to do what these cars can do, that's what kind of surprises me. I mean, I don't like to see a classic car made into a lowrider, but you look at all the work put involved in it and all the modifications, and and they keep it like original, except making it into a lowrider. But it's amazing what they've done to them.
Yeah, for sure. I have to agree. I can't really say it's my thing, but I appreciate what they put into it. There's a lot of work and detail into that. And Rob?
Yeah, we only have 5 or 6 lowriders that show up at any of our shows, but every once in a while they have a competition, see how high they can jump the front end.
Oh, wow.
They can get it 5 feet high.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They have no one in the car. The guy's outside the car with the remote control and just jumping.
You know what, Rob? Amazing. I really don't want to know what that does to the engine, having the car bounce up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the outrageousness of it.
Looking cars at that show, like that Viper was great, and the next one, the Porsche. I love Porsches.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would be my dream car, to have one of those Porsches.
Nice turbo, yes.
I would like to grab that nice cranberry Monte Carlo, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's unfortunate Virgil's not with us tonight. He's traveling this week. He said he may or may not be able to make it, depending on what they're doing. But it's too bad he's not here, because he's originally from the West Coast, and he's very familiar with that lowrider culture, and he loves that. And I'm sure he could tell us a lot about what we're looking at there. To me, I just find it entertaining. I think it's not the direction I would go with it, but like Michael said, there's a lot of work and detail put into that, and you got to
look how much work is in the back trunk, all the hydraulic cylinders and pistons and all that.
Yeah, and the custom paint and everything, and yeah, you gotta take a hat off to what they like, that paint right there on the side, right there.
Yes.
And then there was that Lincoln, that black Lincoln. I think I may have passed it. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Kind of a sleeper, but
the way it just sits on the ground.
Yes. And the cool thing is, this is part 1 of 2, so there's more from this event we're going to be looking at a little later in the podcast. But let me remove this and get back to the menu here. It's time for AMSOIL and announcements. I made an announcement earlier about we're going to have Krager on here next week. Looking forward to that. We're going to be doing some different things. We're going to have the national sales manager for Krager on next week. And we're also going to have a guest co-host who is a builder of cars, and he does most of his cars end up with Kragers. He's also a good friend of mine. You've met him, Rob, on our Vintage Snowmobile podcast, Bill Stull. He's frequently on there. He does vintage snowmobiles, but he also is into muscle cars. So it's going to be a fun-filled episode. Please join us next week if you're around, because the whole episode is going to be all about Krager wheels. But with that out of the way, it's time now for Rob to talk to us about AMSOIL. Let me put you full screen, Rob.
I'm fine with small screen. I don't need to look this big. Hey, a number of times we've talked about all the different AMSOIL products. The first one AMSOIL ever came out with is Signature 5W30 High Performance Signature Oil. Good for 25,000 miles, 1 year. Highest 25% better gas mileage, pours at 60 below zero. It runs 20 to 50 degrees cooler in the summertime. So if you want an oil that's going to make your car last longer, and AMSOIL was the first oil to ever be AI approved before any other companies ever got tested. But AMSOIL also has a complete line of other products. Our small engine oils are one of my big sellers is motorcycle oils. Because if you have a motorcycle and you get 10% increase in horsepower by putting our oil in, a 500-pound motorcycle, you notice a difference in performance and all that. We also have a complete line of Z-Rod oils, all three of them, 5W30, 10W30, and a 20W50 for whatever grade you want for your cars. We also have the complete line of stabilizer, and we have an additive for the car. We also have an additive for the ethanol problem, but we have a big problem in Canada with it. We have nothing without ethanol in it now. But AMSOIL also came out with a couple of new products. We had the high soap we sold you last time. There's also a wax, a spray-on wax, and then they just came out with our Dash and Lemon Cleaner. And AMSOIL has a neat program where you can become a preferred customer, buy everything directly from AMSOIL, save 25%. And the special on this week is if you order $49 worth, you get it shipped to you free. So if you order 3 bottles of the Signature Oil, 3 bottles of the 5W30, the car cleaner, any product AMSOIL has, anything over $49, they ship to you free. So the best possible way to get the AMSOIL product is become a preferred customer. It costs you $10 and you get everything in the catalog at cost price. Here's the catalog right here. And in the catalog is a retail price and commercial and preferred customer price. Both prices are right in there in the catalog. So we don't hide how much you're going to pay and how much you should sell for it. So you know exactly what you're buying the product for. So if you want to know the best possible way to get the best discount on AMSOIL, Mike has a link. You can click right onto it. And you can also get a free catalog on that link, or you can sign up as a preferred customer. And for $10, get all your next orders at 25% off.
Yeah, it's an amazing value for sure. And if you decide to become a preferred customer for those deep discounts and free shipping and all of the promotions, if you click using my link, the links that's in the description, you're helping to support this podcast. That's how we pay the bills with this podcast, is with AMSOIL. Also, in the interest of full disclosure, I'm signed up as an AMSOIL dealer under Rob. So when you order using my AMSOIL referral number, Rob and I both benefit, and we very much appreciate that. That's how we pay the bills here. Before we keep going, let's take a few comments here. David from Alaska Railroad, I think he was talking about that video we were looking at a few minutes ago with all the lowriders and everything. He's saying very cool. Oh, I bet he liked those Monte Carlos. He's a big Monte Carlo guy. So I guarantee you that's what the very cool is about. It's about those Monte Carlos. Mike Whiteside says, love the enthusiasm. He is a true car lover. Yes, talking about Derek Rabita. He does an excellent job of talking up those cars. And yeah, very enthusiastic. And yeah, love his videos. Please patronize his YouTube channel. He does a great job. Link to it in the description. So let's continue on here with the party. We're going to take a look at a 1957 Chevy for sale by our friends over at Champion Pre-Owned Cars. I did a live inventory tour with them not too long ago, and it was a lot of fun. This is a clip from that. The only technical difficulty that we were having is he wasn't getting a real strong video on his cell phone that he was doing the podcast from. So the image quality is a little bit grainy, but don't let that deter you. We're going to look at a really beautiful 57 Chevy. And even with the graininess, it's still beautiful. Let's take a look.
The standby. Is the traditional 57 Chevy Bel Air 2-door hardtop. These are about the car of the 1950s. Most anybody that you can talk to that doesn't even know anything about cars will look at one of those and say that's a 57 Chevy. It's kind of the standard of the 50s cars. It seems like you go to a show, there seems like there's more of them now than there was 20 years ago, but they're a timeless piece. This one is in the tropical turquoise. It's got the optional fender skirts, and it's got the matching interior with the turquoise with the black inserts. This is all the way they came, the factory that they came that way. Of course, it's got the skirts, and this one has the optional Continental kit on the back, which was, of course, very, very popular in the 50s. This particular car is a standard transmission, 3-speed on the column, or as many people say, the 3 on the tree. And this one has the optional overdrive in it also, which is, if you're going to do a little bit of nice cruising, it's kind of nice. You go down the road and 60 miles an hour, you're at 3,000, and you engage the overdrive, and the tachometer drops down from 3,000 to about 2,300, so it makes a big difference. But it was a popular option back then, the overdrive trans. This has the 265 in it. Some 57s had the 265, the early ones. Then they had the 283, and then they had what they called the 283 Power Pack, which had the 4-barrel carburetor and the dual exhaust. So there's a wide range. And then many of these cars also were 6-cylinders. There was a tremendous amount of these cars that were made with the 6-cylinder. One big thing that people learn, if it has the gold V on the hood and on the trunk, that meant it had a V8 in it. If it just has the Chevrolet on there without a V, then that meant it was a 6-cylinder. They let you know it before. You didn't have to open the hood or anything back then, just to let you know whether you had a V8 in it or not. Of course, so many of them today that may have not had a V8 when they were born have got a V8 in them now, and of course any number of different engines, 327s or 454s or whatever. But they're a unique car. They've got a good solid frame. And many of these cars now are getting updated with modern suspension, modern drivetrains, and of course, a lot of them want, if you have an unlimited budget, a lot of people want this car looking that way, but with an ultra modern drivetrain in it, 4-wheel disc brakes, air conditioning, power windows, and all sorts of things that they're adding to the cars. And to make a wonderful driver, but it's still, your first impression, it's still a 57 Chevy. And you're seeing, I think they're called resto mods, and there's a tremendous interest in these cars and the people that are doing that to them. But they are a timeless car. They're very, very unique in every way.
So yeah, thank you so much to Barry at Champion Pre-Owned Classics for look at that wonderful 57 Chevy. Reactions, Rob?
Now that's a chrome bumper on those cars. Look at the chrome on the side too. Why can't they build cars now with chrome on it, like as sharp as that?
It's all about money.
And I wonder if General Motors ever sued a boat company, because there's a boat with the same back end as that, with the wing, same color and everything. Okay?
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah. Good looking car.
For sure. And Michael?
Yeah, my great grandmother used to have one of these, and a house gas station had a gas eruption, and huge tanks caught on fire, caught the house on fire, totaled the car. She landed up getting from a 57. She landed up getting a I think it was a 58 or 59, and she hated it. She liked this version of it, and I like the details that the guy put out, all the details about the V8 and the V6 and everything. But also, I know we brought this up a few times on the podcast. A lot of different people on the podcast, including yourself, Mike, has a hard time figuring out the Tri-3. The 55 had a straight line all the way down. The 57 had the line that kind of curved in the back, but in the 57, you had that big silver area that was added. So that's how you could tell the three apart from year by year. Then there was a Bel Air. Then there was a 210. Then there was the 150. The 150 being the lowest trim level, 210 being a little higher, and Bel Air being the highest on the trim.
Nice. And I almost think this is a Bel Air. It looks like Bel Air on the side there.
Yeah.
But, and I was messaging with Barry earlier today, and this car is in stock as we speak. So if this strikes your fancy, do give him a call. Let me get his number up here, right there. Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Give him a call, and he will be able to answer any questions that you have and get you started with that. Also, we've got some comments coming in. David from Alaska Railroad says that's a nice 57. Can't see I've ever seen one with the skirts. And you're right. Usually they don't have the skirts. It's cool to see that. That's a cool look. Very classy. And Mike Whiteside says, sweet, sweet ride. Yes, indeed.
Keep in mind that if you do buy this car, just make sure that you're aware of where the gas cap is. It's behind one of the fins in the back.
Oh, yes. Yep. Nice.
It's a hidden gas area.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, cool. Let's remove this from the screen here and keep the podcast going. We're on item number 4. This was from last night. Our good friend Elaine LaRiviere. Let me put an image of her and her fiance up. These are good friends of mine from Maine, and they go to Bentley's Saloon Cruise Night just about every Tuesday night. They were there last night. They got some images for us. So what she does is she sends me the images. I put them into a little montage with some music under it for all of us to enjoy. So let me cue that up here, and let's go to Bentley's Cruise Night, see what was going on last night. So yeah, thank you so much to Elaine for those wonderful images. Any is it? I think is it Michael's turn for reaction?
Yep.
Go ahead, Michael.
All the trucks that were there impressed me. The Charger there, and then that MG, and I love the way they painted that El Camino. I believe that's the El Camino. I like that. I like that strip of 3 paint colors down the side with a little paintbrush. That's a nice touch.
I'm trying to find that.
But I mean, there was a really nice assortment of stuff, and you know, one day if I ever can get up there, it'd be nice. But that's a pretty long trip to go all the way up there. It's not a trip you can go up there and come back to Rhode Island in the same day.
Yeah, definitely not a day trip for sure.
And I also want to make a note that Corvette with the bald eagle on the hood. That was a nice touch.
Yes, especially around the 4th of July.
Yep.
Oh, that BMW, that's Elaine's car, by the way.
Uh-huh. So she's got a little pricey, rich taste.
Yeah,
BMW is not the cheapest car in the world.
No. And here's your El Camino you were talking about.
Yeah.
And this is Derek Rabita. That video we were watching earlier, this is Derek Rabita. That's his he does the Japanese mini truck channel. So definitely shout out to Derek. He's a frequent contributor to this podcast, and we appreciate that. And Rob?
There was a T-Bird in there. My sister just picked up a replica of a T-Bird. That was a good-looking car. Yeah, and I like that Ford GT40.
Yes.
Yeah, right beside that car it was. But there was one car I wasn't sure what it was, and you showed it 2 or 3 times. It was a yellow car.
The Beetle? It looked like the Beetle?
No.
Yeah, the yellow car. I don't know what that was either.
There's the cool-looking car.
There's the GT40.
Ford GT, a rare car.
Yeah.
And let me find that yellow one because I was wondering about that myself. I almost think that might.
T-Bird.
Yes, I almost think that yellow one might be European. Oh, and then Paul, our good friend Paul, won a lobster dinner for 2 last night. That's what he's holding up there that he won that. But I'm going to try to find that yellow car. Oh, I just had it.
Yeah,
right there.
Yes.
That is a Nash.
A Nash, okay.
I can tell just by the front end. That is definitely a Nash.
Nice. And there was another shot of it too.
A larger model of it, but I don't know what model is. But Nash is usually a smaller car, but that's one of the bigger ones they made.
Nice. There was another shot of it too that I guess I'm just not finding, but yeah, good stuff. And we appreciate Elaine sending that to us every week. They go to that
selection of cars they have there.
Yes. And they go to that just about every week, and she always takes images and shares them with us, and we really appreciate that. So let's see. We're on item number 5. This is a 1972 Ford Maverick Grabber. This car is for sale by my good friend Dan Befor. Now, I have to say about my good friend Dan Befor, he and I lived in the same neighborhood when we were preschoolers, and we used to pal around as preschoolers. Then we both moved away from the neighborhood, and then just, 4 or 5 years ago, by pure random coincidence, we ran into each other, and now we're buds again after 50 plus years. So we were friends, like I said, we were preschoolers, and now we stumbled onto each other. But anyway, he's got this Maverick for sale, and I'm going to play this for you. We get it queued up. But yeah, here it is.
What we have here is a 1972 Ford Maverick Grabber.
Love it.
Okay, I'm going to start this video out by doing a cold engine start so you can see what the oil pressure is. And there's the oil pressure gauge right there. This is when the engine's cold. You can see down here in the temp gauge, it's cold. This is on a fast idle. brand new Holly carburetor, brand new Wind, if I'm saying it right, Wind or Wind dual flame intake manifold, electronic ignition, converted, new radiator, power steering pump. There's no rust on the inside of the shock tower or anywhere underneath here. There's no rust under this hood, under the edges, anywhere. Nice and clean. This car came from southern New Hampshire. Had been in somebody's barn for a long time. When I bought it, it was green. I did a color change to it and cleaned it up a little bit. Did some work to the interior and did a paint job to it in our collision shop here. Pretty nice, sweet little car. Cammed up a little bit with a mild cam. 323, open rear end, C4 automatic transmission. Really strong running little engine.
So yeah, thank you so much to my old friend Dan B4 for that cool footage. Rob, reactions to that?
That's quite the cam he's got in that. It sounds like he's got a lot of horsepower put on that motor.
Yes.
Yeah. The paint job looks pretty good on it.
Definitely. Yeah, he's a very talented body man for sure.
Yeah.
And Michael?
That'd be a fun car to go out and play around with on the weekends.
Yeah.
I could see it, the back seat. I could see a similarity to the classic Mustang back seat. They're all basically the same kind of back seat. But besides that, everything else is all different on the car compared to the Mustang. But, you know, it still shares the same 302 that a Mustang normally would have. And 289 was also another popular engine in the Mustangs. But, I mean, this thing really, really sounds cool.
Yes.
I mean, you know, you don't see many Mavericks. I got pictures of a few, and they're just a rare thing now. You don't see many of them around. It's
true. Yeah, they're rare to see for sure. And then we've got comments coming in. Let's see. Mike Whiteside was asking about the images from Bentley's, wondering if it was a Pantera. He might have been looking at that GT40. And
that might have been a Pantera, because I think that a GT series like that, they usually were, I think.
Sure. And then our good friend Ben Thomas says, "Good evening, gentlemen. That's a beautiful Ford. Sounds healthy. Cool deal." Oh, and then Ben Thomas and I do, and Rob do a mini bike podcast. We're going to be doing it at 8:00 p.m. this coming Sunday night. So if you like those vintage mini bikes from yesteryear in the 60s and 70s, that's the place you're going to want to be Sunday night, is right here on this channel and some of our other channels to view that. We're going to be on for an hour talking about that. And Mike Whiteside says, yes, that red car, that GT40 or the Pantera, whatever that was, that is the car that they were talking about. But cool. So let me switch gears here. And where was I? Okay. So we're on item number 6, that car show we were looking at the beginning of the podcast up in Maine. Derek Rabita from Japanese Mini Truck. We're going to take a look at part 2 of that. Let me cue that up here and see how the rest of that show played out.
Right next to that is a super cool Chevrolet Cheyenne 20, little K20. Wow. So we are walking through here now, and there is just cars like all the way down there. This is wild. I don't even know what this is. We're gonna go check this out. What is it? We got the right here. We got a nice little S10 square body. Let's go. And right behind him is this little Grand National. Building some boost. Wow, what is this? It says it's a Mercury. This is cool. Looks like an old, reminds me of the old Subarus. Okay, it's a Ford. Very cool to know. Okay, it might be a little Escort then. Something like that. No, it's called a Ford Mercury. All right. Reminds me of some sort of rally race style car. Just unique, man. Oh my god. Yo, this is crazy. I remember seeing like these types of not even S10s, whatever they were running back in the day. They could have been, but the Napa cap on the top of the S10 is bizarre. Racing seats. I mean, wow. This that wins livery of the day for sure. This is cool. I like this. I can't believe this has the Napa hat though. That's awesome. Right over here is a Buick Grand National. Comes right from the factory, twin turbo V6. Love seeing this. Right on this side is a 1964 Impala. Hands down, like best roof ever. Check that out. And the whole car is very sleek and subtle after that. I mean, you can't not love lowriders, man. Yo, check this out. Back-to-back 64 Impalas. Wow. Another beautiful 64 Chevy on hydros, man. I was not expecting this kind of height. This is sick. Wow, he is up there. Like, beautiful three-wheel. This is a crazy thing to see. It's a 6.5 liter turbo diesel Hummer H1. This thing is wide, man. Like, huge. Backed it right up on the wall. Yo, it's like a house in here, man. Crazy. Right over here is a nice little Porsche. Nice little GT3. I love the wing. Actually, I love that it's got the engine liter number under the wing. That's super tasteful. Nice little V10 R8. And of course, I'm in love with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Vipers in a row. I don't know. Wow. Okay, yeah, we're gonna follow. We're gonna walk and talk, guys. This is what it's about. You get to see some. I love the aggressive aero on this too. I mean, I don't want to get in the way of anything, but I guess we'll have to wait until they park to go check it out. I'm a huge fan on the Vipers. The third eye brake light, having that Viper on the back. This is crazy. I'm loving the aggressive aero on this though. Little Z06 action for y'all. Supercharged Corvette. Oh man, another one. This one sounds pretty rowdy. All the dry carbon is a lot of clears too, dude. This is sick. There it is. Oh, the roof is carbon fiber, man. Yo. We got a nice little convertible right here. Right on this side, another pretty aggressive Viper. ACR, yo, nice ride, man. It is an ACR, dude, that is sick. Oh, nice little yellow and black one. I love that, the Venom plate. Sweet ride, man. And that black one back here, yo, that is just insane. Who'd have thought you'd see so many Vipers in one spot, but this is the place, man. Got another one rolling through right now. This is probably one of my favorite colors I've seen. And, yeah, and oh my god, it's an ACR as well. No way. Wow. Tyler's being a savage and put the car up on 3 wheels. Dude, that's got some stance, dude. That is high. Oh, I love it. Dude, he's got some height back here too, man.
Standing 3-wheel.
I know. Oh, I love to see it, dude. This is so cool.
So yeah, thank you so much to Derek Rabita for that footage. He really does a great job. And if you like what you saw there, please click the link in the description and check out his YouTube channel. There's a whole lot more waiting for you if you like what you just saw. Whose turn for first reaction? Is it Rob's?
Oh,
Mike.
Like that pickup you got
Again?
right there. Looks
Yeah,
like that
I mean,
pickup could
it's so-
level the road out. Any bumps in the road, he'll fix it for him.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that would smooth that out the road. If you got any lumps, that would smooth it right out.
Yeah, yeah. And it must have been, I've never seen that many Vipers at one show. That's a lot of Vipers.
Same here. That's the most I've ever seen in one
You
place.
know what? I'm wondering if it was the day of the snakes that came out that day.
That could be.
You know, viper, snake. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
What is that? I don't know what you're talking about.
viper. That's how the name viper became name. It's a type of snake.
Oh, yeah. Hmm. And that thing's got a license plate on it. That
Oh, that dirt track thing.
dirt
Yeah.
track.
And if you notice on the Dodge Viper, if you look at the logo on the name Viper and the Dodge on it, it actually has a picture of a snake.
A coiled snake, yes. And this one I've got for David at Alaska Railroad. That's why I paused on this one, because I know he'd like that.
And I'm very impressed with those kind of like red tinted lights on it.
Yes, definitely. That is unusual. It looks like
it is unusual for that color too, because I don't think they actually really came out with that color. That was something that somebody probably painted.
The driver should be wearing a devil suit with a car like that. Step out with the horns and the pitchfork, and
With me, I like the the light, the light blue and the darker blue. I kind of like that in the Monte Carlo. But
sure.
The SS's don't usually have that red. I mean, that blue, unfortunately.
Sure. Now, Rob, with this, I was thinking you could do something like this with your truck for AMSOIL. Get an AMSOIL hat up there and a big AMSOIL graphic on the side.
I'd like to get an AMSOIL bottle made and put on the back.
There you go.
Yeah, you ever seen the cars with Red Bull with the Red Bull bottle on it?
You could do an AMSOIL bottle. Yes, good thinking.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob. Reactions?
Those lowrider cars you had, the 64 Pontiacs.
Yes.
That was one of the first cars my wife ever bought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she only had it for 2 years, and one day I thought I'd be able to jump the creek, and I didn't make it. But
oh,
yeah, but hers was a 4-door.
4-door, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And there is one comment I wanted to make. He was wondering about this car right here.
Yep.
Yes.
It's the Merkur XR4 Ti. Ford of Europe started importing that into the U.S. in the mid '80s, and it got mixed reception. Some people loved it, some hated it. I always thought it was pretty cool because I was into German cars at the time. But I've got a funny story about these. Where I lived at the time, there was a Ford dealer, and I was walking by there on the way to a convenience store to get a car magazine, and the salesman was outside, and I asked him, what do you know about that XR4 Ti? He said, "What are you talking about?" He didn't know what I was talking about. It looked at me like I had 3 heads. I said, "All right," so we kind of wrapped up the conversation. So I went to the convenience store, bought the magazine, the car magazine, and then as I was walking back, he was still out there. I opened it in the magazine to the page with the ad for this and showed it to him. I said, "This is what I was talking about." So, "Oh, that," he said. So some of the dealers weren't even taking it seriously, I don't think.
I mean, I look at this car. The first thing that comes to mind is between a Mustang, the Generation 2 or whatever, or the Mustang, and also it looks like the Escort. It has similarity of the Mustang, the Lynx, and then you go into the Mercury, which the Lynx. So it looks like everything got all thrown into this.
Kind of a parts bin accident or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But for the reviews I read on it, I never drove one, but the reviews said it was a nice car. I think it had like a 4-cylinder turbo in it, and then they did what was it? One of Ford's brands, I think, did a spin-off of it too. So there were 2 different versions of it, and I think they had a sedan called the Merkur or something. I don't remember. It's a long time ago, but it was a thing there for a little while in the 80s, and it came and it went. But we've got comments coming in. We've got our good friends Stacy and Art Fosler saying always wanted a dirt track car that's street legal and a vintage coupe. And let me get that back in front because that dirt track car was amazing. Right there, whoops, right there. It's cool that that's registered.
Don't look legal. Oh, they do have headlights.
Yeah, and I guess it's got a plate on it.
Now I'm trying to figure out how can that be street legal with those kind of tires on it, because they don't even have tread.
Yeah, good point.
It's just like racing tires. So I don't really see how you have very good grip if you got wet roads or something.
Yeah. And I bet you're going to get some looks at the McDonald's drive-through when you show up in that thing.
Oh, yes.
And then let's see. David from Alaska Railroad says that is a pretty Monte Carlo, Mike. That square body in the beginning was great too. So he was talking about that Red Devil car, and then there was one at the beginning.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop on it or not.
Yeah, I think it was a
There
white.
was that Buick Grand National.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I can find it, but
I know that like the Buick Grand National, you know, to me, it's basically the same thing as the Monte Carlo. It's just under another name. And then
rebadged.
Oldsmobile made their car.
Cutlass.
Yep, and they were all basically the same body style,
Sure.
and just differences. But my girlfriend likes the Buick, and I like the Monte Carlo. I'm like, I don't care. I want a Monte Carlo. No, I want a Buick. No, I want a Monte Carlo. So we always had that discussion all the time.
Nice. And as far as that street legal dirt car, Ben Thomas is saying they had one in their neighborhood for a while. Very
Wow.
cool. Very cool.
You'd hear it coming down the road.
Yeah, I'll bet you can. Yeah. And then, here's our mascot,
Yeah.
Daisy Lou. Hey, Daisy Lou. I don't know if she can hear me or not. Daisy Lou, hi, baby.
Looks like it's time to go take another nap. Looks like you're getting tired there.
Yeah, we just came from the park just before the broadcast for 2 hours.
Oh, nice. Got her all tired out for the night.
Yep.
Yep.
It looks like she's puckered out.
Yes. Well, cool. I can hear some thunder rumbling in the distance. Sounds like it's coming this way, and it's also just about the top of the hour. So I think it's time to wind the whole party down. But before we do, quick final closing comments, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping that these storms that come up your way, and same thing with you, Rob, you know, don't do that much damage. But lately, every single one of these kind of storm systems, it seems like they just got more juice in them now. So unfortunately, it's not a non-rainstorm anymore. If it's going to be a rain, you're going to get dumped.
Yeah, for sure. And Rob?
Yeah, we had a big car show tonight. It got canceled. They canceled at noon. The parking lot was flooded, so they just pulled the plug right at the beginning. They didn't wait to see if the storm ended. They pulled the plug ahead of time.
Wow.
People weren't going to bring the cars out in weather like this. So.
No.
But that was a good show, Mike, and a great selection of different kinds of vehicles they have at these shows. So.
Cool.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
I enjoyed the jet, but I'm going to wait till the weather's a little bit better, because I'm not going to go all day when it's hot and sticky and steamy out here like it is. And then I'm hearing next week they're talking in the 90s again.
Wow.
So you get a slight break in between going down into the high 80s. Then next week, high 90s again.
Yeah. Oh, and then David from Alaska Railroad is saying hi to Daisy Lou, asking how old is she?
She's a rescue out of Mexico. And her gotcha day is September. She'll be 10. But we don't know how old she was when we got her.
Wow.
Yeah, but they call it your gotcha day. What
Nice.
day did you get your dog? Gotcha day.
That's cool.
And my girlfriend,
she's got a red nose. She's albino. She's got one blue eye, so she's part albino.
Oh, wow.
Sweet dog, yeah.
So my girlfriend just corrected me. It's not the Buick that she's into. It's the Pontiac that she's into.
Pontiac.
Grand Prix.
Yeah. Grand Prix, yes, Grand Prix, yeah.
And Grand National and all, and to that field.
Nice. And then also David from Alaska Railroad is saying we had a good show tonight. We appreciate that. Yes. And it sure was fun. It flew by.
I just missed Virgil.
Yes, it's not the same without Virgil. And hopefully Virgil's back with us next week, because and that's the thing too. I wanted to make a comment one last time. We're going to have a Krager themed podcast next week. We're going to have the national sales manager from Krager here on the podcast next week. And he's going to be telling us about the history of Krager. He's going to be showing some of the current product line. We're going to have some show and tell with some images and video clips that have been shared with viewers of their Kragers. And then also a good friend of mine, Bill Stahl, is going to be our guest co-host because he does a lot of builds that feature Kragers, and he wants to participate, and he's going to have a lot to offer, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So
send your pictures in of your car with your Kragers on them.
Yes, please. And I'm glad you said that. Here's the graphic for exactly that. Show us your Kragers, please. Outstanding. Well, cool. Be sure and circle back here 1 week's time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, for that fun-filled episode, a whole Krager-themed night. It's going to be a lot of fun. And as always, we give the last word to Amsoil, and be safe, everyone.
Yep. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good one. Hit the wrong one. There we go. Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today we're going to be talking about AMSOIL. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your AMSOIL products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what AMSOIL is and why you should consider using AMSOIL products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. AMSOIL is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses AMSOIL for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that AMSOIL is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because AMSOIL doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And AMSOIL likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves them money. Some of the people like the benefit of AMSOIL is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction and drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, AMSOIL says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the AMSOIL bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the AMSOIL. AMSOIL's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero. Wow. If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So AMSOIL is an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running AMSOIL than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And AMSOIL is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that AMSOIL has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the AMSOIL experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
AMSOIL has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, AMSOIL will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. AMSOIL sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering AMSOIL. Is that correct?
It is.
Wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an AMSOIL order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying paying at $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click add to cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click view cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the signature series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click checkout now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an AMSOIL account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to AMSOIL. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaRiviere. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters free DVD requests, so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from AMSOIL, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up, and you can buy directly from AMSOIL. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the AMSOIL marketing plan. AMSOIL has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing, or hot rods. We have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing AMSOIL for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with AMSOIL. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate AMSOIL leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my AMSOIL hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about AMSOIL. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the product.
Perfect. Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
AMSOIL's a fun business. AMSOIL's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the AMSOIL products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the AMSOIL products or to join the AMSOIL team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.